my name is Cindy and welcome to my channel. This video is going to be all about teaching on your iPad for VIPKid. When I first started with VIPKid, I used an older computer and it was great for the hiring process, but I quickly realized that it wasn't going to work for all of my VIPKid classes. So I had seen that I could use the iPad as a backup, and it turned out that I ended up using my iPad to teach from exclusively for my first 1,000 classes. So I decided that I would like to help others learn how to use the iPad for teaching and answer questions for other iPad users. So I started the VIPKid iPad users group on Facebook. So you can find me there and you can find lots of answers to all your questions for using the iPad for VIPKid. You may have some other things that you would like to add to this, so please go ahead and comment in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. This is not an official VIPKid video. I am just making this up as a teacher who learned a lot about using the iPad for teaching. And if you would like access to this free guide, you can go ahead to my website, cindybennettconnection.com, and you can access it for yourself and download it to your Google Drive and have it in your possession. So let's get started. I am going to share my screen. Here we go. This is my guide to using the iPad for VIPKid. Welcome to this video. I am the founder of the VIPKid iPad users group on Facebook, and I also made this guide myself. It is not official from the company. So in order to teach from the iPad, you do need the HD app. There are two VIPKid iPad apps in the App Store. There's one that is completely orange and there is one that has a white corner, and that is the one you want to teach from. This is the only way that you can teach from the iPad, is using this HD app. Now it says here in the notes, for best backup ability, keep your iPad charged at all times, and you must enter the class before 0.0 class start time, or else you will receive a teacher no-show by VIPKid. So what you need to do with that is you take your iPad, okay, so you will go to the HD app, and you will see that there are two different parts of the app, okay? This is going to be your portal, and then you press done and you will have the classroom. When you're done with your classroom, you go back to the portal. Okay, this is new within the last year or so, so some of the older videos do not show this. Now, when your class is ready, within 30 minutes of the class, this will turn red, and then you will press on that and you will be able to get right into your class. You can get into the class within seconds on your iPad, which makes it great for the backup. Can you teach VIPKid with the iPad? Yes, you can. And you can teach with the iPad. Many people use the iPad as their main teaching device. And on my channel, I do have a couple of videos of other teachers who have taught hundreds of classes just using the iPad, and that's what they prefer. So they love it as their main device. The iPad is also reliable as a backup. Okay, so if you want to keep it next to you in case the power goes out or your computer does some type of update or something, you have a way to get into the class. So you can also use it for traveling. It's a really great device to bring traveling because it's easy, quick, and it connects to internet, things like that. So which iPad can you use? You must have an operating system of 10.0 or higher. So I have used an iPad Generation 3, I have used an iPad Air, and anything higher than that is recommended. I personally do not recommend the iPad mini. I have heard some people use it for VIPKid. I think it's kind of small, but that's up to you. So which Wi-Fi connection is best with the iPad? You can use a hotspot, which is what I do. I have a hotspot on my phone and I have it set up so that I can press a button. I can be on that hotspot within seconds. You can also purchase an iPad as part of a data plan, and then you can have full data on your iPad, and a lot of people like to do that. For best results, test or review your own Wi-Fi access before class. If you're traveling, call your teaching location and ask them about their Wi-Fi strength. The strength of the Wi-Fi on location has nothing to do with the iPad's ability to work. Okay, so you know, your iPad will work if you have the strength of the Wi-Fi, and it's going to be different in different places. So when I went out to Jamaica, I wanted to teach a class out there, but their Wi-Fi was not strong at all, and the hotspot didn't work very well there either. But I've traveled other places where the Wi-Fi is fine. You just make sure that you test that ahead of time. You can also find out your speed test on speedtest.net by Ookla. So just go to that website and they will show you how you can test your Wi-Fi speed there. People ask a lot of time what type of stands will work for the iPad. When I first started, I used a music stand. I just kind of clipped it to the music stand. It worked great. You could use an open computer, like say you're doing it in a, you know, quick, your computer went down, just stick it right on your computer, you're good to go. You could use an iPad case, a photo stand, and there are many official iPad stands on Amazon. We also have on the Facebook group, we have a tab dedicated just to iPad stands. And what type of headsets work? You can use your AirPods. There are lots of different headsets that you can use, and there's some that you cannot use. This is also discussed in the Facebook group. What are the limitations? So people might say, oh, I don't want to use the iPad because it's going to be a lot of classes that I can't teach. Actually, there's only a few that you can't teach. If you are going to teach New Level 1 with the songs, that's going to be a little tricky. Some people do one or two here or there, and so they'll use their phone for the songs. If you teach a lot of New Level 1 with the songs, you might not want to use the iPad for teaching. I heard that there's a Level 8 Trial Plus that is not usable on the iPad, but I've never taught it. I don't really know that much about it. You can teach all classes in landscape, but most classes in portrait mode. So if the camera has green lines, you can switch the mode and then you will get your picture back. The camera does take some time to adjust to. So when you're teaching, you might see that the camera is like over to the side. So you kind of have to move to the side and teach kind of in front of the camera. And that can take a little bit of time to adjust to, but it's not that bad. It just takes time to get used to. What's the classroom like on the iPad? So in order to get into the classroom, you have to be within 30 minutes before the class and right after the class. If you want to access the classroom, you really can't. So I'm not going to show you that at this moment, but I'm just going to tell you that there are no margins on the sides like a computer. Your keyboard will go up and down. You can get a wireless keyboard, which is what I did. I thought that was much easier. And also your teacher notes are going to kind of come down from the top and you can put them up and down. And then you cannot do your feedback while you're teaching a class. So keep that in mind. The feedback is going to be a little bit different as well. So iPads are mobile and they're extremely reliable. They are great for the mobile classroom. Getting into the classroom with the touch of the app has helped many teachers when computers reset or have other problems at the start of class. Teachers must be in the classroom the second the class starts, or the teacher will experience a no-show. So even if you are on the phone with the firemen, like you can access the firemen on your phone, if you are not in that classroom at 00, they will declare you a teacher no-show. Not if you're in the classroom and then you have technical difficulties, then it will be a teacher IT. But if you don't enter the classroom on time, it will be a teacher no-show. So here I'm talking about feedback. It says here that you have to wait 30 minutes. If you're on your iPad, you have to wait 30 minutes to access the feedback tab, and then you can go ahead and fill in your feedback. You can use your phone for immediate feedback, is what I do a lot of times, or you can wait the 30 minutes and you can use the browser. UAs always have to be done through the browser and on the portal. What are some ways to use the iPad other than teaching with it? So you can teach with it. You can also load digital rewards or photos into the iPad. So I will have my Google Slides on my iPad. You can show students rewards that way. You can do stars to apples on your iPad. And I do have a lot of videos on my channel for showing you how rewards can be done using your iPad. You can also connect your iPad to your MacBook Pro with a USB, which is really cool. And you can use your iPad for rewards right in your classroom, which is really fun. You can use this by connecting with ManyCam or OBS. And there are lots of Facebook groups that you can access that can help you with that. And if you have any questions on that, you can also ask me. This is a bonus. I am not going to go through this right now, but you can access this on the Facebook group, or you can also go to get my free guide. And if you go through all of these steps, you will get a button on your iPad that you can press and you can get an immediate screenshot. This is an amazing addition. I love it for VIPKid. I also love it when I'm making videos. It's a really great bonus. So I hope you can take care of that yourself. Okay, so for more information, you can join my VIPKid iPad users group on Facebook. And thank you for coming to my channel. If you have not subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would support my channel by subscribing and look at my playlist for iPad users. Thank you for watching, and happy teaching, and I hope you have a great day.